A very, very big welcome to all of you. I am now in Germany and I would like to dedicate this next reading to all the lunar and solar eclipses we've been passing through. And we know that this month, this beginning of the month, the summer, this Cancer energy has played a very strong effect on us. So I would like to just remind you again to look back at when we had first on the 5th of June, the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, where we started to have an evolutionary leap, right? Why I'm doing this, coming back to these very specific points, is because these three planets are aligning, right? So we have the moon, we have the earth, and we have the sun. That creates a lunar eclipse, right? The sun shines onto the moon, otherwise we would not see the moon. The earth comes in between and creates the shadow on top of the moon, and that creates the lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, again, remember, was the forward bend, was this going deep within, which is the guardian angel, right? In the traditional tarot deck, it is the card of temperance. And temperance means I have to go within. I have to find, again, this middle connection between the dark and the light. Now remember, when I put you into an absolutely dark, pitch dark room, you do not see anything, not even your hand in front of your eyes. If I put you equally into a room that is bright, so bright, you do not see your hand in front of your eyes as well. So in the essence, the black and the light, or the white, are the same. You do not see anything with your two eyes. So here, this bowing down brings you into the equilibrium of the past and the future uniting in the present moment. And here we had the theme of making an evolutionary leap in your life, right? Making a step forward for all of humanity. So I'm just one more time showing you the card itself, right, that we had back then. So there you were planting a seed. How did that seed work out for you? Then we had on the 21st of June a solar eclipse. And a solar eclipse is when we have the earth, we have the moon, and then we have the sun, right? So the moon is moving between the earth and the sun. And thus we see from the earth perspective, the sun covered with the moon. And when the sun covers the moon, when the moon covers the sun, which is the only planet that can do that. And we can see how small the moon actually is because the sun is so far away. And the sun is huge, right? And the sun was covered by the moon, creating a solar eclipse. We didn't see it here in Europe, but in other places like Asia and India, they were able to see this almost 99%, right? It was a very strong one, solar eclipse in Cancer. And that was when we started to realize we are one. We are all together in this. We all have to figure this out, and we cannot leave one behind, because if we leave one behind, that means you leave yourself behind. And so here this position was the Ashwa Sanchalanasana, right? Taking ashwagandha to calm yourself down and to making or helping you to not go into the extreme stress, right? And to help you to focus and to align yourself through this position where you really need to use your third eye. And it's not about, oh, only the right or the left. It's about equal, otherwise I cannot use these wings. I cannot use anything. I cannot fulfill my life, because I need to use both wings if I want to fly, if I want to rise, right? That was the wings. If we have a mission greater than ourselves. And then we had on the 4th and 5th of July, we had another lunar eclipse, and that one was in Capricorn, where we rise above our karma, and there the position was the dancer pose. Here now I have the picture finally finished. Last time it was looking a little bit different, right? I had just the checkboards and the position, but here I decided to create Capricorn, the devil, again, something that wants to come into an equilibrium. We must find a place of, even though I am absolutely bright as that dancer pose in the middle of the city, and even though I have also the darkness within me, I am in nature. And I'm here on the asphalt or the darkness, the clouds. And here I am on the grass with the flowers and the sun with the universe above me, right? So we always have a constant play between absolute darkness and absolute brightness. And this was the lunar eclipse in Capricorn, where we started to rise above our karma. And karma is what we created ourselves. All the negativity, there is not really a devil. There's just out of balance. There is not you understanding that the darkness or that apparent negativity is the womb, is the earth, is that planting the seed. It's that fertile ground to actually make a difference. So here again are the 3 positions: bowing down, at the same time standing up, being strong, focused, the horse, the Cancer, and again dancing with it, dancing here, right? The dancer pose, finding an equilibrium, finding again this joy of being aware. Even though I go within, I go inside, and I go and reach for this higher purpose. I'm dancing, doing that. And now again, we are having a new moon in Cancer, where we again plant a seed in this very focused presence of the family, of the home, of the security, in opposition of Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn, the dancer pose. Now these two play with each other. At one point I am here in this position, strong and focused, and I can step forward, right? The foot that is behind in high lounge steps up and comes into a dancer pose, which is a very difficult thing to do. And then stepping back again into high lounge, which is exactly what this wants or asks from us, right? We have the new moon in Cancer, opposite of Saturn in Capricorn. What does that mean? The new moon, this feminine, dark, right, fertile ground where we want to plant a seed of becoming safe and secure, nurturing each other, the family, the home, the social, soothing, calming energy that we want to bring to Saturn, where we learn it the hard way, in Capricorn, which is structure, order, discipline, laws, and to be respectful. And now doing this in a very loving and kindful way, being kind, being loving, how to transition between the two. I will do a sequence just about that. Okay, so reminding you to give yourself this nurturing energy, right? Nurturing energy, going deep in, going into the womb, going into the dark, so we can grow this beautiful lotus flower out of this inner equilibrium and be in the light, right? And do it respectfully towards yourself. And when you do it towards yourself, you can do it for others. Which is kind of like, I would like to say it as, say no, gently and kindly, but firmly, right? So once in a time, we need to say no, like a king, like a man that leads, right? Becoming your own leader, becoming your own, when we had the picture of Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi, becoming your own leader for your own tribe, right? Standing up and bringing it into the center, into the equilibrium, where the touch is between the positive and the negative. Again, where the dark and the light horse is uniting and creating the center, where the sun is, where Lingam and Yoni is, where new creation is happening, where we spread our wings. Every person matters, because you are all the people, the billions and billions of people that are existing right now in many various forms, right? And we have to understand that if something on the outside is creating a negativity in the inside, you have not yet found that absolute inner equilibrium, that absolute inner connection between the black and the white, the new moon and the full moon. Great. And now I'm going to each individual reading. Thank you for watching. Namaste. Welcome, Scorpio, to your new moon reading in Cancer. So as I explained in the video before, in the introduction, I would like to dedicate this reading now to all the lunar and solar eclipse. We had 2 lunar eclipses and 1 solar eclipse before, and that's very intense time. And I'm going to use now the Mystical Shaman Oracle. I'm going to pull 4 cards, and each card, again, I want to revise a little bit the lunar eclipse that we had in Sagittarius, where the evolutionary leap was done, right? And that's again the forward bend, the Paschimottanasana. And then we had an eclipse, a solar eclipse in Cancer, which is again this step forward. And then we had a solar eclipse in Capricorn, which was the devil, which was the dancer pose, right? So we take it a little light. It would be very, very good if we think about it, that life is not always about being so serious, right? Okay, so I think I have 5 coming out. Usually I do 4, but I guess you need 5. So we do the 5. Okay. So the very first one is the fire, is the number 19, which is the number 10, and that is very clearly a new beginning, a new awareness about fire. And I think you, Scorpio, you are water sign, and for you, fire, it's like you don't have that energy, right? You're more like a flowing emotional energy, and fire, it's like it's all consuming. But the Sagittarius energy that happened in the lunar eclipse on the 5th of June, this evolutionary leap that we took, has given you an awareness about this fire, has given you an awareness that when you bowing down, when you go deep within, you start understanding the evolutionary power, that force, right, that is deep within us. And here you looking at this powerful energy of fire, the sun. I feel like this is also the sun, right? It's a beautiful energy. So let's have a look what this card wants to tell us as an invitation. Everything is an invitation here. We never really force things onto it's just a look at it, right? An invitation. So warm your hands and your heart by your inner fire. Let it burn away your hardships. Let it consume your pain and your sorrow. Has life become too rigid, too cold, or too superficial? Light a candle or make a bonfire and toss into the flames everything that has become stiff and painful. Give it all to the fire for rapid transformation. Set your life on fire, right? So this first lunar eclipse, I guess, this evolutionary leap was like something that sparked very clear a burst forward where you said, okay, no more, right? People are shifting, and so are you. The second card is the mystical shaman, the number 38. Together, it's the number 11. And 11 we don't count really. Together, it's a double number. So 11 is a master number. And here on the June solar eclipse, on the 21st of June solar eclipse in Cancer, when we had this powerful solar eclipse, right, where the message of we are one became clear to you, that you have this mystical shaman invitation coming to you. Very strong, very powerful when you look at it, right? Just allow this card to speak to you and to let you invite to this inner deep knowledge that's being offered to you. This old wise man, right? So have a look while I read the invitation of this. When the mystical shaman appears, you're invited to consider the ability to live without attachment. You are called to create and dream your life, to act on inspiration and divine impulse without fixating on a known story of success or achievement. Can you impartially observe the stories you tell yourself and others? What if you could become a mystery to yourself? Who would you become if you stopped telling the tales that have defined you up until now? You do not have to live in a story that has roots in the past. What if there were no need to explain you to anyone, not even to yourself? The way to your most extraordinary life is to become a blank slate and allow the form of your dreams and desires to show up as it will. This is a sign of manifesting a life beyond your wildest dreams. This fire in that first lunar eclipse pushed, and again, you remember a lunar eclipse, the sun, the earth moves between sun and moon, right? So here, there is this message for you. You are able to burn through and become this very strong mystical person. Then 61, water. This is you. And the water as that death card, right? Not a easy card for a lot of people to see death as the Scorpio, right? So here you have 61 is the number 7. Water is your element, is showing up. So you have fire and water together, giving you 2 elements that are very strong in you right now. And that gives steam. '61. The invitation. When water arrives, you're invited to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be changeable and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust you can ride the wave of opportunities when it arises. Natural flow is here. Go with it. So again, it's this, right? It's becoming aware of this dual energies all the time, right? No matter. And it's the lunar eclipse in Capricorn where we have the devil, the unification of these extreme opposites, right? Water can cut or basically nullify the fire. But fire is passion. Fire is that warmth and transformation as well, right? And we are moving towards that, right? In a general understanding, we are shifting through a big one, and this is where the shaman works between these 2 elements. Of course, then it creates steam, and that rises together up into the heavens. So what now is coming together? You have the beloved and the blade, right? And it's the number 5 and the number 6 together again, the number 11. This is here for this new moon in Cancer. You got a follow-up, these 2 cards coming together. This is the beloved and the blade, focusing on these 2 energies. And I'm just going to look at these 2 cards. What is the message for, first, the beloved? Accept the invitation to learn through the path of love. Expand your being through union with another. When you recognize the beloved in another, you call forth their highest and purest nature. Follow the path of love. Which is every person matters. That's the message for this new moon in Cancer. And the blade, the number 6, you are invited. Again, remember invitation. You're invited to draw your blade and use it. It is not auspicious to hesitate, to waste time in idle talk, or to hide from the inevitable. Heaven and earth are aligned to support you in claiming your power. So take decisive action. Overcome your fear of hurting others. Unsheath the blade and use it wisely. Cut away all that doesn't work. And this is the mystical shaman. He works with love, but he also sharply cuts things away. And this is really what's happening in these times, is because we have the new moon in Cancer, which is all about love and family and home and security. And then we have the Saturn in Capricorn, which is all about, right, structure and order and discipline and tough. Like, you got to learn it. Sometimes you got to learn it the hard way. And here, this is what it feels like. These two opposites, how can I combine them? How can I create a dance between stepping forward and stepping up into the dance? Right? How do you, again, I will do a sequence where I transition between these two, right? Finding a way. And of course, all by going within, when we have that equilibrium, found that inner path, we can make these steps of transitions, right? So you got some work, and let's have a look what the Tarot is saying. I take 2 cards. Those are too many, but again, I'm fair. I'm gonna just take, and these were the 2 I picked up. I take these 2, and they feel good to me. Oh, wow, beautiful. So you got now the support of the Ace of Earth to the World and the 6 of Earth. Ace is God is letting you know the money is coming from the earth. You got to be respectful towards it. Don't abuse it. Don't make fun of it. Don't think you can get away with anything that is against the earth, the animals, the energy of what the earth is, because here you have the world and you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is give and take constantly. If I take something, I give it back. If I take something, I give it back. So here you are in a deep cycle, deep cycle of understanding that the earth provides you with money, and the earth provides you so you can give and take in this constant cycle of coming and going, of inhale and exhale, constantly seeing the awareness that the connection, the imbalanced devil is not a devil. It's here in this understanding of I come and bring things into union. And this is your work. Your, the mystical shaman, is coming to you right now, or already has been coming to you, right? And because you have, again, this awareness, you're working with these 2 opposite elements. This is the female, the biggest female you can think of, and this is the biggest male you can even think of, the big sun, huge, the big ocean. This sexual union creates a new life, and here we have this new life. I would maybe put this more here to the love, right, underneath, and the blade, the fire with this action, with the blade is penetrating. Always have to see it reverse, right? This is your message. You have to unite these opposite energies. You can do a difference as that mystical shaman coming here together for the world. Big message to you. Wow. Lovely Scorpio, I wish you a beautiful meditation. Feel the inspiration of these cards for you, right? That transformation that you're going through, which is always in your major arcana, right? The death card. But death is not a real death, it's transformation. It's shifting from one awareness to the next, to a higher, elevated energy, right? And yeah, thank you for watching and see you next time. Namaste.